Sometimes to get yourself to paint again, you just need to challenge yourself or try something new. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to attempt to paint this painting in under 30 minutes and use only acrylic paints. And I'm actually going to try a more loose, more abstract style. And let's see how this goes. Of course, for YouTube and editing purposes, I did edit it down to 10 minutes. So if you're wondering, here I'm just tapping in my brush, tap, 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 to get this cloudy, dreamy background. This challenge is really tricky for me, I guess. I'm not used to not paying attention to detail. So I'm really trying my hardest to not add in too much detail here. So here I want to define the clouds a little bit more. So just with my brush and some titanium white, I tap, tap, tap my brush into the areas where I want the clouds to really pop. And throughout this challenge, I rarely rinsed out my paintbrush. And I think by not rinsing out my paintbrush each time, it does give that painterly look that I really, really love. So I think I'm gonna try to do that more often. The more muddled your paint is in your paintbrush, I find the more beautiful the colors turn out. And if you don't end up liking the color that you're tapping onto your canvas, you can always rinse out your paintbrush, of course, and start over. Okay, I've never actually painted such a tiny portrait before, so here I go. I'm going to use this titanium buff as the skin color, and I'm just going to blob it there onto my canvas directly, which I rarely do, but here we go. Here at this point, I'm panicking a bit because I clearly have too much paint on my canvas. So no problem, I'm just gonna sweep some of that paint off. And I'm looking at my portrait, and I'm trying to just do some short strokes. I just want to have an idea of the figure. I'm really trying my best not to add in too much detail here. And if you look at my older artwork, I really do like to pay attention to detail, even though my artwork is not realistic. So now I'm gonna add in a few lines just to add some touches of depth. And here I have, it's called Raw Umber, and I'm adding short strokes here and there. I'm really trying to get that abstract or figurative art look to this painting. Now, I am deciding at this point my hair. Now, I decided to do sort of like a light brownish hair, so I just take a little bit of the burnt umber and I mix it in with a little bit of a lighter beige that I will link all the colors that I used in the description below, so just take a look there. And again, I figure that I'm going to do short, quick strokes, and somehow I think that will give somewhat of an abstract feeling to this painting. Now my next challenge is to paint this billowing, beautiful dress that I'm trying to make it seem like it's just blowing in the wind. And I've decided it to be on the white side, which is a challenge of itself. So here we go. Very big challenge today. So I'm going to start with a darker shade color. This is a warm gray. And I'm applying the color where the pleats would be, under the pleats. And then I go in with the titanium white, again, just blobbing it onto the canvas. And with short strokes. I'm adding the highlighted parts. That's where the skirt would be blowing upwards to show the fullness of the skirt, and the pleats that are kind of hiding, I would add the darker color, so it would somehow sort of give that effect of a full skirt. And I decided to add this horizon. So I simply take some raw umber and, with the best of my abilities, of course, try not to be perfectionist because that is the point of this challenge, I try to make a straight line, and I just tap, 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 going downwards. I try to go from dark to light, and that's it. Here, okay, this is the perfectionist part of me coming out. I was not really happy with the clouds, so I decided to smooth it out a bit. I know, it's not part of the challenge. Like, oh. But I just tried to smooth it out a bit, and I went over it again with the titanium white, and I added the white clouds once again. So I didn't do so bad. Okay. So yes, I'm adding the white clouds again, and now I'm adding a few highlights to the hair, to the face, onto that shoulder, and I'm just fixing a little bit of the shading at the bottom of the skirt to try to make it pop out more. And I find white fabric is a huge challenge. Maybe I should do more of those kind of videos. If you're interested for me to make more skirt painting videos, let me know. By the way, I did do an Aggie Pixie atelier in my Instagram feed. Go check that out. If you wanted me to do more paintings of a pixie atelier style, let me know down in the comments. So here I'm just playing with the light and the shade to really make this skirt pop out and seem like it's billowing in the air. So now it's time to put flowers in her hair, because it wouldn't be pixie without flowers in the hair, of course. So here I'm taking a little bit of carmine and a little lighter pink shade. And the flowers are so tiny here, the less detail the better. So I'm just tapping on dots, and I'm not even rinsing my paintbrush whatsoever. And I'm just taking a chance, and at this point, if I make a mistake, there's no way back, but this is what it's all about. And here I decided to add a few leaves here and there. The best thing about setting a time limit on painting this painting is that it really challenged me to just paint, not overthink my brush strokes. And in the end, it actually was more relaxing, if that makes any sense. Your self-doubt doesn't have a chance to get inside your head. Okay, next challenge, onto the face. So because her face is turned away, we only see just a glimpse of her face. And it's so tiny, it's actually pretty easy. I just added a little bit of cheek color just there at the edge, and a little bit of full eyelashes, because pixies, they wouldn't be pixies with beautiful big eyes. So there we go. And my last touch of highlights, just on her hair, a little bit on her back. I think once you have an idea, you have a color palette, and you're ready to paint, I think it's great to set a time limit, maybe to challenge yourself to try a new art style, and you'll find that it does raise your confidence in painting. I like how Once you set your paintbrush stroke down, you just leave it and it is what it is, and it's really freeing. You know, I really love this kind of style. There's room for improvement, and I definitely am going to practice more.